Hello, I'm Tony, and it's been a while since we took a look at the Amazon Luna streaming service. 6 months actually, so I thought I'd see how it's all going. And at the same time, I thought I'd check out GeForce now because it's got a limited free streaming service too. Now they're not really the same, you know, one's a free game library subscription and the other is like a hosting service for games that you already own or can buy through them. But you know, they're both ways to play a game on a device that otherwise couldn't play them, so let's have them fight. We'll start off with the Amazon Luna Challenger in the purple corner, I guess it is, yeah, purple. It's still £8.99 or $9.99, depending on what side of the pond you live. And it's still got those extra add-ons for Ubisoft Plus and the Jackbox Party Pack kind of games that themselves cost a bunch more money. And it gives you the ability to stream over 100 games. Now I went back to my previous video to check the list of games that it had then, because I wanted to compare them against what it's got now. Obviously things change over time in these sort of services, you know, games come and go. What was interesting is that we've gone from 110 games down to 102. Not a lot of missing games, but why less? Looking at the list of the games we've lost, there's not a lot of major titles that have fallen victim to the cull of 33 games that have gone. The most notable are the Resident Evil 3 remake and the Legend Heroes Trails from Zero game. I'm not commenting on the quality of the other games by any means, just that these are the games that I've seen have attention given to them in the recent past. Basically, I've heard of them. There are a few that have been added in the sort of better known category out of the 25 new games, like Batman Arkham Knights, DC Lego Supervillains, which was just a free game from one of the other services, I think. There's Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning and The Forgotten City. But most of the added games are pretty unknown to me. There's 4 Retro Classics games with an X, which I don't know about. And there's 2 Cube games that are actually currently free from the Epic Games Store. I'm not saying price is any guide to quality, but because the majority of the games added are in the £5 to £15 range, I think it does indicate how much Amazon might have had to pay to be allowed to stream these games. I previously used a desktop app on my PC to access the Luna library because my unbranded cheapo Xbox controller couldn't be seen when I was streaming via a browser. Interestingly, again, Amazon are no longer going to support the app. Fortunately, the browser experience has been improved. My controller works without issue, so it don't matter that the app's going. Amazon have said that the majority of people use the service via a browser, so it makes sense not to waste money on it. As to the experience itself, I played Devil May Cry 5 and Bee Simulator, along with a very brief go of the game Dusk. Devil May Cry and Bee Simulator both need a bit more oomph to play than my laptop can supply, and the results via Luna were pretty mixed. The desktop app still works for this month, so I played across that, Microsoft Edge and Google Chrome. I know Edge and Chrome are basically the same technology, but I like to be thorough. There didn't seem to be any significant difference in performance between the 3 of them. When I played during the afternoon UK time, I had no issues at all. The experience was smooth with barely a slowdown at all in Devil May Cry 5. It wasn't quite as good with Bee Simulator. I had a couple of slowdowns, but overall it was fine. It was a good experience. Playing again in the evening, both games became unplayably slow. There was pretty major stuttering happening often enough for me to quit playing the games entirely, and Dusk just had absolute conniptions. Now I'm sure after 5 PM here, the number of people using broadband in my area jumps a lot as people get home from work, which I'm sure affects the bandwidth available for Luna, but does it matter? Is it important? Because it doesn't matter why to me it's not working, it just matters that it's not working. Right, on to GeForce now. This isn't really the same as Luna in the sense that these aren't free games. This isn't a game subscription. Instead, it allows you to link to your game libraries and run games you own, as long as they're within the 1500 supported, via a cloud streaming service. Similarly, it costs £8.99 to upgrade to Priority Service, which gives you high resolutions and frame rates, and longer sessions, as well as no queue. For 18 quid, you can get access to run games on a 4080 rig, which seems like overkill to me, because at that point, the amount you're paying, you might as well splash out for a next-gen console and not restrict your session lengths or available games. I've never used GeForce Now previously because I didn't know that there was a free option. But installing the client and getting them linked up to the Epic Game Store on my Steam libraries was pretty easy. And suddenly I had all the games I own ready to play. Kind of. Yes, but no, because you're restricted to an hour play session, which obviously includes all the loading times, the cloud synchronization and whatnot. And, worst of all, you're put in a queue and given extremely low priority. I wanted to play Baldur's Gate 3 because it's just about barely playable for me at the moment on my laptop. But it's a game I've probably been waiting 20 years to play, so I'll put up with the slowness for it. I started in the early afternoon and jumped on to GeForce Now with the free service, and what I got was a queue of about 175 people and a 45-minute wait. I then got a bunch of weird error messages from Steam and the Larian launcher about corrupt data, but the game still ran fine. I had all my save games and loaded them all without issues, and honestly it was a fantastic experience for me. I'm going to be so sad when I go back to the slow version, I really am. It was responsive, I had no lag or stuttering despite the GeForce Now launcher saying that I wasn't quite up to the recommended broadband speed. I was given notice of the time left at sensible intervals of like half an hour, 15 minutes and 5 minutes, so I had plenty of time to save my games. It was a revelation playing the game as it was meant to be played. Playing in the evening was a little bit different in that the size of the queue went up to about 250 people and it ended up being a 2-hour wait. Once in, the game ran great again, so there's no stuttering like I got from playing Luna at a busier time. Obviously, a 2-hour wait to play for an hour is not really workable all the time. Though I probably will go back in any time there's like a really big battle that just slows down so much on my PC that it'd probably be worth waiting an hour to play for an hour because I'd probably get more done. I did look online to see what the general wait time is for those that pay the standard upgrade of $8.99 per month. And it's basically no wait at all from what I could tell. I wonder if Nvidia are deliberately forcing non-paying players to wait, eh? Nah, Nvidia love us gamers, right? No way they would ever screw us over. Neither free service is giving out like a good experience at the moment, which is what you'd expect. You know, I don't expect the free version of something that you should pay £9 a month to be amazing. On the Luna side, the slowdowns at busy times are pretty bad. It's hard to say that it's the broadband on my end given the experience I had with GeForce Now. The other side of it is the lack of great games. Honestly, with Luna, if you can play during the afternoon or morning when it's not too busy, the free games that they give away every month is probably more than enough. I don't think you're getting much value for your money. GeForce Now's free offer is really, I think, designed to try out the service, see whether it's for you. Because the long queue times and the short play time obviously discourage it, as no doubt was intended. Reversed with Luna, the lack of free games will be an issue for some people that don't have game libraries already. But the tech works really well. I can't emphasise enough how fun and enjoyable it was to play Baldur's Gate 3 at proper frame rates. Even if it was only an hour, well, 2, because I did it twice. I probably got more done in those 2 hours than like 5 hours of normal play because my laptop sucks. If you have a game library stacked full of games that don't run that well on your PC, you know, you can't run it at the top settings, this is a really good option. And honestly, this would be the one that I'd go for out of the two. I've got tons of games that Epic have given away for free that I can't run. So there is a market for it here. I can't see the market existing that Luna's going for. People that want a game subscription service are probably going to Xbox Game Pass, because there's a much better range of games that come out brand new, day and date of release, that Amazon cannot compete with. Like I said before, Amazon haven't even got New World or Lost Ark on their streaming service, which sounds bizarre to me. GeForce Now has New World. It's from Amazon. Why hasn't Amazon got it? I don't know. It doesn't feel like they're entirely serious. I would have looked at Xbox's cloud gaming service, but you do need to have a subscription already. They don't seem to offer a free trial, so can't really test it, unfortunately. I know this wasn't an entirely well-matched fight or anything like that, but GeForce Now is the one that's impressed me most. The fact that you could be pretty much anywhere with any sort of device and be able to jump on almost any game you've got and continue with the game with your own saves is pretty impressive. I'd much rather have a much better PC, obviously, but if I get some money, enough for like £9 a month, I'm probably going to get GeForce Now. Hopefully this was of some help or interest to people. I'm certainly interested to try out GeForce Now. That is all from me though this time, so I'll be off. Thanks for watching, I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.